Hi, my name is Kareem.
My name's Shaylee Tony.
Sahana.
James Kastner.
Lucas Rempel.
Nikki.
James Voss.
Kim.
And I play on the Ubyssey football team.
And I'm an outreach worker at the SAS.
I'm also a member of Ubyssey fraternities.
And I'm the current Vice President of External Affairs and Education at the Ubyssey Interfraternity Council.
And I play on the Ubyssey women's ice hockey team.
I'm at a party, and it's nearing the end, around 1 a.m. A girl and a boy were leaving, and I went up and talked to them. And I got to the point where I suggested that the girl just stay with us for now and let the boy go on. And what I found out later was that the girl was very scared and she didn't know what to do in that situation.
It happened on a bus, in the back of the bus, and there was 3 people, and it started when I noticed a very uncomfortable gaze on myself by this man. His attention, I think, quickly turned from me to the other person. And what was extremely troubling about that was the third person, the girl. She was like 12, 13 at most. He got up from his seat and moved and sat next to her. And immediately her body language was one of like, oh my God, I'm in this situation and I don't know what to do. One of shutting yourself off, it goes to like crossing your legs and crossing your arms and like kind of scooching aside. So I got up and I was like, oh my God, hi, Catherine. I don't know if it was her name was Catherine. So good to see you. I was just talking to your sister. And she was like, yeah, right, okay. And then we just had this conversation and the guy looked really annoyed, like extremely annoyed, very visibly like frowning at me. And I think he caught on to the fact that this was some giant lie, but it didn't matter.
I was heading back home after a film with a friend, and we'd just parted ways, and I saw this kind of scrawny-looking guy just walking behind this woman, and she was clearly really uncomfortable. I just thought if she was with a friend, she might feel safer. Ran up to her, almost pretended to be someone she knew. We walked in the other direction, and he didn't seem to follow us, and I guess it worked.
I played a lot of sports, and I've been a part of a lot of locker rooms, and there is certain things that are said in a locker room that are offensive or disrespectful. It's happened everywhere I've been, and you sort of feel uncomfortable when it's happening, and you don't always want to intervene. It's a tough thing to do. What I've noticed though is just refusing to participate in what is going on, or if you were asked to like sort of weigh in on what is being talked about, just show your disapproval. I notice all it takes is one person to really step up and show, hey, that's not what we're about, or that's not what I'm about, and other people can join in and also intervene.
When my team goes to the bar, often guys will come up when we're dancing and they'll start getting in behind you, trying to start grinding up on you. And we're pretty good that when we see that, we'll go in and grab the girl and be like, oh, there you are, like, wanna go get a drink? Or you'll pretend to be really drunk and like stumble up to her, like bump him out of the way accidentally and start like shimmying. And I find if you dance with very loud arm movements, they tend to not come too close to you. They don't creep up behind you when you're making very large movements.
In about September, we host a lot of open parties for the public. I noticed a male and a female that looked pretty drunk, but the male was being a little bit overbearing and trying to grind really hard on the girl, obviously on the dance floor, but the girl looked noticeably uncomfortable. I went up to the guy, introduced myself, said, hey, how's it going? How's your night going? And just kind of had this like small talk chat that wasn't really important, but just gave the female enough time to come to her senses and just leave that situation and disappear into the dance floor and to find her friends most likely. Yeah.
So about a year ago, I went to a concert that was downtown, and on the way back, I heard a girl screaming, "Please help me! Don't touch me!" One of my friends told the person that was backing her into a corner to leave her alone, and this person turned around and we weren't sure what was going to happen. Like, my heart was racing, and eventually he left her alone. He walked away, and we just started asking questions, making sure that she was okay, and whether she wanted help or someone to talk to, or if she wanted us to walk with her to like the nearest SkyTrain station. It's really important to say something if you do see something like that happening.
It doesn't have to be like an overt or confrontational interaction. You don't need to be verbally addressing the other person. They can be subtle movements, the way you angle your body, cutting someone off.
You can confront, but doing so in a way where it's really lighthearted and you don't really have to be a direct confrontational person.
I think there's lots of little telltale signs that you can give people that say, this is not okay, I don't agree with that, without being confrontational or putting yourself in a position where you feel that you're unsafe.
I want to tell people it's fine if it's awkward. It's fine if your lie, in that situation, clearly the third party, the perpetrator, knew that it was a lie because it was very obvious. I had sat there the whole time and I hadn't said anything, and all of a sudden I remembered that this girl's name was Catherine. Of course this was a giant lie. But it doesn't matter because things were awkward anyways, and the other outcome could be much, much more harmful.
I think it's really important to make space for folks who might need an out, might need someone who's nearby to just ask for a moment if everything's okay, because I think it's easy to avoid doing that when we don't want to intervene for fear of some sort of repercussion.
You do feel in your heart in situations what's right and what's wrong, and a lot of times I will admit that I haven't done the right thing as far as stepping in and intervening. But going forward, the more that you do step in those situations where you do feel something's wrong that's going on, that's what's going to eventually end violence against women and make respect for women more commonplace.